Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I got Fatty down here and I hope she makes an appearance. I'm gonna share a dating story. It's been so long since I have shared one because I have not been dating at all. Deleted the apps, like a full cleanse, and it did feel amazing. And I felt like I got back to a homeostasis where I really felt like myself. I thought it was maybe a good time to give it a try because I was not attached to any outcomes, and I felt like I don't really care if I meet somebody. Great. If not, no problem. And I wasn't engaging too much with the app, but I did start talking to somebody that I really enjoyed our conversation. He was very witty, seemed very smart. There was just like nothing awkward. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when a conversation just really flows, nobody's talking about anything crazy, nobody's being self-centered, nobody's being boring. Like it was popping. And he was doing really cute puns and cute jokes, and he was talking about making my cats a charcuterie board. But he was also love bombing, which was weird because you haven't met me, and love bombing is such a red flag for so many reasons. You can look it up on YouTube. There's so many videos about it. Like, he was, you know, talking about how I'm beautiful, how excited he is to meet me, So I had that in the back of my mind. The other thing that was weird was that when he called me to just sort of finalize plans, he was calling from a private number, and he never gave his phone number. He never switched from the Hinge app to WhatsApp or to texting or whatever. So I found that strange. And I always have my guard up a little bit because, like, hello. So we went for the date, and he seemed very good. Very polite, very well-mannered, very sophisticated, engaged in conversation. He just like checked all the boxes of, like, he planned the date, he made reservations, she showed up on time, he looked good, he was thoughtfully picking out scotches he thought I might like, he paid for the bill, like all those like all-star date skills he had. But I thought above and beyond that, I thought there was a real connection. We had a lot in common. We both are really into baseball. We're really into animals, weird sense of humor, like the same TV shows, had a weird Catholic upbringing, are a little bit nerdy, interested in learning. He reads. We both have lifestyles where we care about fitness. And I just had a lot of fun with him. When we left the place, we went to another bar and talked some more. He walked me home. We kissed. I thought we had a good night. Nothing fancy. I didn't invite him in or anything like that. Just a good night kiss. And I went to bed feeling like, wow, I actually feel safe. Like, I feel different than I felt in a while on dates. We were in the same space, on the same page. And then the next night, he actually unmatched me. So going back to the private number and him not giving me his phone number, I would, like, an unmatch is like a complete disconnect contact. So who knows what happens? Who knows if he was just playing a game from the beginning, and because I didn't sleep with him, he unmatched me? Who knows? I had a friend, the exact same story, different guy, but she did sleep with him, never contacted her. So, you know, us women have that age-old debate of, if you sleep with somebody on the first date, do you automatically get ghosted? But it's like, but I actually didn't sleep with this guy, so it happens either way. And when I saw that this had happened, all my insecurities came bubbling out, and I tried to just be objective and let those thoughts fly, let me feel my feelings. And upon reflection, it's so interesting how that happens. It reminds me of a Bob's Burger episode where Tina family do a Ouija board and summon a 13-year-old ghost, and they trap it in a box. And Tina, I love her, she falls in love with the 13-year-old ghost, and she's carrying around the box. She calls him Jeff. And obviously the box is empty. It's not a thing. But the whole little friend crew kind of gets hung up on this box. Like, another girl steals her boyfriend the box away from her. Another guy imagines, like, we're gonna watch TV together, this box is gonna be my best friend. Everybody projected what they wanted, what they desired onto the box. And I think I do that with dating, and it's a jungle out there, so you just can't. This is a ghost box that's empty. Luckily, Tina had just like a really nice perspective. Like, she realized, like, this box represented what she wanted. She wanted a boy to pay attention to her and be at her side. And she was pragmatic about it and said, you know what, this is just practice for when a real ghost comes along. And unfortunately, I think we have to be that optimistic if we want the things that we want in life. That date was my empty box, and the pain came from me projecting my needs onto the empty box. I mean, there is the flip side of it, is like, so like psychopath behavior to try to get sex from somebody by pretending you're a relationship guy. Like, that is just, it's such a common ploy that men do. They know that women are more responsive to feeling safe and feeling like they want to be in a relationship, so you just pretend to be that, get what you want, and get out of there. And I guess the game is getting a little more rapid because they're not even waiting around past a first date. They're just out of there, and it's so aggressive to just unmatch. It's so cowardly. Like, I can go into the morality behind it, which I have a problem with, and it's hard to know, did I do something wrong? Did I really offend this person? But I don't think so, because he summarized the date maybe 20 minutes before the kiss about how it's so refreshing to meet somebody different like me and who doesn't play games. All that stuff, all of it was garbage. It's a really stark reality when you realize that all of it's garbage. And if you want to get into like the really metaphysical way to combat that, having a really healthy, open third eye allows you to see the good and the bad in the world and deception. But I don't know if I really have that. I would like to think my intuition is well honed, but experiences like this show me that I have naivety and I have an attachment to outcome. So I do have to be a spiritual warrior and just go through life kind of until you're really proving it. A lot of this is bullshit, and I can't be attached to outcomes. I can't project all my desires onto somebody because it's so common for people to want to manipulate those desires. And if I'm going to be hopeful, I'm going to say that these bad experiences for me are getting shorter. In my 20s, I would learn this amount of lessons from dating somebody for a year and a half and going through a painful breakup that lasted months and months and months. So I could look at it as I stuck to what I need. I stuck to my boundaries of not sleeping with somebody and going at my own pace, and they ghosted. So at least I didn't lower my standards, which most people feel that they need to do. And I'm not making commentaries on sex. I'm making a commentary on, I am following my guidance, my needs, my boundaries, and it still leads to bad outcomes. But that is life with integrity. It doesn't matter if you're doing all the right things. You're not necessarily going to get the right outcome. You're doing the right things because they're the right things for you. I'll maybe make a video on the dark night of the soul, because that goes into that sort of spiritual paradox a little bit more of, you can follow your intuition, you can follow God, you can follow your guidance, and it still leads to pain. Maybe this pain is meant to polish me for something better, and that's fantastic. Maybe it's not. And that is okay. St. Paul does say that God told St. Paul, my grace is sufficient. So it's a hard truth that you can do everything right in life. You're not going to necessarily get what you want, and it's fine because there's a reason. There's a bigger reason behind all of it, and grace is sufficient. It does tend to lead you to a better path, for sure. It tends to lead you to a stronger self, and more is going to come into your life. But I don't want people to get attached to outcome, because that also drives the direction of your life. And usually when you're attached to outcome, it puts that in a direction that's not the best direction. So I'm going to continue to listen to my higher self, to continue to listen to my guidance, and to not focus on attachment, and just chalk this up to another lesson that you just don't know what's going on with somebody else, and you don't know what manipulation they're capable of. And it's really too bad that we do live in a day and age of dating is just like complete narcissism, and apps just, there's so much of this garbage on there. And it really has changed the landscape. Don't lose hope. But like Tina said, she realized she was projecting her needs onto the box, and she realized that she's got to take care of her own needs, which is to give herself more attention and more love. And sometimes that's all we can do. And this isn't meant to be a downer message. It's actually meant to be an empowering message. Take your focus off the external and put it back onto that internal journey where things will flow and your connection to the divine is going to strengthen. So that was a quick one, and thank you for listening, and have a great night. Bye.